Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a very, very wonderful weekend and a very, very blessed weekend that you guys exactly had. As you can see, guys, I'm exactly back today until Friday, until exactly from Friday. Oh, there's something else you guys have to know. On within summer September, I'll be going back to my dog training course college within that time. But I promise you this that after I'm done with my dog training course training, I'll exactly return back in making more episodes and filming more episodes as we go on. And I'll keep telling you about each character's history, past, even the present, even the original Little Magic and the new Little Magic, and where exactly this secret galactic pandemic war, exactly literally where it stands and exactly what's going on with it, and as well its sacred history and the sacred universe and the sacred world, and also its problematical status of sacred peace and a balance of power that has radically shifted. I'll exactly tell you more about that, guys, as we continue to go on. Guys, it's best that I informed you and tell you that because within September I'll be within September I'll be headed back to my dog training college in order to finish my training course, in order to finish my final training course. Then when I'm done with it, I'll be back to you guys and I'll exactly do more episodes and filming more episodes of more new characters, more supervillains and more superheroes, and telling you more about this sacred galactic conflict that's been waging on for many, many centuries and for many, many years to come by. So let's get to it on today's character known as a supervillain known as Black Mask. Guys, Black Mask is a supervillain and a father and a grandfather to three of his grandchildren: Firebird, Fire Dragon, Witch Hunter, and Witch Hunter. And he has two sons of supervillains of two sons known as Ghostmaster and Shadowfly. His wife is a powerful dark witch known as Laura. Laura is a dark witch and also a mother to Ghostmaster, Shadowfly, and a grandmother to Firebird and to Fire Dragon and to Witch Hunter. These two formidable duos created a family of a superheroish family of a supervillain and a superhero's family legacy. Viper decided to become a superhero, while the other members of her family remained to become supervillains. But Firebird's mother is actually a light hunter who is actually a superhero. So Firebird actually inherited the heroism side from her mother's side, not from her father's side of the villain side, or rather from her villain side known as Black Mask and his grandmother known as the Dark Witch Laura. Despite that, Firebird is a superhero and a granddaughter of Black Mask and also the Dark Witch Laura. So let's exactly get right to it. In the early life, Black Mask exactly traveled the sacred world in order to exploit his skills and his capacity and his superpowers and his ability. During at that time, he traveled to sacred villages within the sacred universe, able to exploit these worlds for his own gain in order to enhance his superpowers and his abilities. Since he's very, very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, martial artist, guns, swordsmanship, hand-to-hand combat, master tactician, and as well intellect, possesses rare intellect and intelligence, good with taser blades and daggers and knights. Very, very skilled and very, very aggressive and very, very thrilled in battle and loves to battle and is a very, very thriller in great battle. He loves to battle and he'll do whatever it takes in order to further his goals and his mission. He's very ambitious, guys. Black Mask is very, very ambitious. Telling you this exactly. Let's exactly proceed. In his early life, Black Mask decided in order to expand his reputation and as well his missions. In doing so, he started exactly terrorizing small sacred villages within the sacred world, small sacred supernatural villages of magical witches and light druids and light warlocks by testing his abilities and his powers. In doing so, he was able to get attention of few dark magic users known as a dark druids and a dark witches and the dark faithful who were able to come in order to give him an offer that he cannot exactly refuse. During at the time, one of the dark witches known as Laura was exactly surprised to meet Black Mask, meaning very, very surprised to meeting Black Mask, seeing him for the first time, and very surprised with his skills and his abilities in order to terrorize a small town. And he exactly reassured him that they could exactly become long-term partners in the quest in aiding his new master known as the Lord of Magic. and Black Mask was quietly pleased with this proposition, and he gladly took it. The Dark Druids and the Dark Witch known as Laura, took Black Mask to the throne room, to the central command headquarters of the Shadow Empire, where the Lord of Magic was sitting at the throne room in his early life. And the Lord of Magic gave Black Mask a new proposal in telling him that he needs to join forces with him in helping him conquer the known universe, and in ruling the galaxy, and in ruling the sacred universe and the sacred world, and in removing the supernaturals of the sacred world and of the sacred universe, and as well the aliens and the Four-Nation Hunters and Universal Man and Universal Woman, who pose a great obstacle to his mission and as well to his goals. Black Mask was quietly pleased with this proposal, as he told the New Little Magic that he would gladly become his new galactic enforcer to his new organization, to the New Little Magic's dark organization, and he will exactly gladly help him and assist him in his goals and his missions. He will exactly do whatever it takes. The New Little Magic was quietly aware of the traction growing between the Dark Witch Laura and Black Mask, and he saw that as a chance of a new possibility. He saw that as a chance of a new possibility that Black Mask might fall in love with the most powerful Dark Witch ever existed in the entire sacred universe, meaning that the Lord of Magic was quietly pleased with this, very, very quietly pleased with this. In doing so, Black Mask continued with these given tasks, with the given tasks given to him, provided by the New Little Magic, as well as the Dark Witch Laura, that were able to exactly give him different tasks of their missions and as well as their goals in order to expand the Little Magic's rule and dominion across the known worlds and across the known universe. Black Mask continued operating on Earth, in terrorizing the people of Earth with these guns and with his tactician in order to get the attention of Universal Man and Universal Woman, who are the most powerful superheroes of all time on planet Earth, and were able to get the attention of the Little Magic, which Universal Man, the original Universal Man known as Greg, Unity, and the original Universal Woman known as Crystal Ferris, was well aware that the original Little Magic was quietly on their tail, and they decided to use that to their advantage in order to see exactly or strike Black. Black Mask was able to get the attention of Universal Man and Universal Woman. By doing so, he was able to quickly weaken them with these new devices and new technology devices. But they were able to overpower his new technology, and they were able to take him down. Universal Man asked him exactly who personally sent him, and all Black Mask said that it was the Lord of Magic. Universal Man knew that Black Mask cannot be sent to a human prison. He needs to be sentenced to a sacred prison, which was exactly where he was taken, straightly to a sacred prison, meaning to the astral prison. He was sentenced to the astral prison, and he was remained there for the remaining of his time. But unknowns to Universal Man and Universal Woman, the astral prison was under the control of a sinister supervillain known as Professor Wu, who was a high-ranking member of another ancient secret society of supervillain known as the Founders, that had a goal in order to rule, conquer all the known worlds and the known universe and the sacred world and the sacred universe. He secretly released Black Mask out of the astral prison as compensation for the Lord of Magic, in order to see that his services will forever be reminded, and will forever be a reminder to him and to his followers, as a way to thank the Lord of Magic for his services and as well for his resources in expanding his operation through the astral prison, and as well tightening his grip and his suppression through the astral prison, and also remaining his operation following his operations in secrecy. Black Mask was quietly pleased to be released as he continues the operation. While doing so, he was given new directive orders by the new Lord of Magic's followers, telling him that it's time that he changed up his end game, and he changed up his game, and he changed up his planning. Black Mask was quietly pleased with this, as Black Mask fell in love with the Dark Witch Laura, as both of them quietly made love. During at that time, Black Mask exactly bore two sons, two sons exactly, who never even inherited their mother's power or abilities. They inherited a special power, which was immortality. They were exactly able to remain beautiful. They were able to remain beautiful and remain. They had a beautiful, attractive face. Shadowfly remained beautiful, as well as Ghostmaster, who remained quietly beautiful and very much quietly attractive. They remained they inherited their mother's immortality and the power to remaining beautiful and very quietly attractive. That is all they can exactly able to inherit it. Aside from their fathers, they inherited their father's abilities of hand-to-hand combat, master tactician, martial artist, hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, agility, endurance, able to inherit those abilities and those combat abilities in swordsmanship, guns, taser blades, weapons, training themselves in guns. Black Mask on the other year, Black Mask continued training his sons and his sons on hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, master in swordsmanship and hand-to-hand combat, in guns, teaching them how to fight in guns and increasing their strength and their abilities in order to use their super strength and their super speed in order to fight powerful superheroes and formidable foes and adversaries such as the Four Nation Hunters and the Five Nation Hunters on the very course of their very long life. And Black Mask was quietly pleased that as their sons develop and progress with their abilities, he was quietly pleased that their sons are ready to become new supervillains and able to create reputations of their own. The Dark Witch Lord was quietly pleased and very satisfied that their sons are quietly equipped and ready in order to go out there to the real world and to the sacred world and to the sacred universe in order to begin their own reputations of their own, in order for them to begin with their own reputations. Black Mask told the Dark Witch Lord, that he has a new mission of his own that he has to fulfill, which was exactly asked and tasked, and the task was given to him by the original Lord of Magic in order for him to exactly fulfill that objective. And he successfully fulfilled that objective as he killed Universal Man and Universal Woman, the greatest superheroes ever lived on planet Earth, who served mankind and humanity by protecting it from the forces of evil. He was able to kill them in secret, and was able to kill them in secret, able to purposely wound them, but they weren't able to survive the wound. But he wasn't able to exactly catch their bodies or anything else, since there was a special secret organization that was quietly at work known as the DOD, that was able to exactly take the bodies of Universal Man and Universal Woman, able to exactly keep them hidden and quietly and secretive, which Black Mask was quietly very much well aware of that. In doing so, Black Mask was able to report his final mission and his final task to the Lord of Magic, telling him that his mission was quietly done and everything else was quietly on the ropes and everything else was quietly back on track. And the original Lord of Magic was quietly successfully pleased with Black Mask's development and his abilities. He heard the rumors of his two sons, known as Ghostmaster and Shadowfly, who were quietly picking up reputation, and he told Black Mask that his two sons will have to serve him as well into becoming his enforcers. The Black Mask told the Lord of Magic that his two sons have no ambition or no anything else or no plans for their futures or anything else for their goals, but they do have their own plans and their own means in order to expand their reputations of their own way. But he exactly told them that they will exactly keep in mind that they have their place within your organization, that they always will. And the Lord of Magic was quietly satisfied. During at that time, Black Mask would continue to remain low as he heard rumors that Ghostmaster met him with a beautiful light hunter who bore him three children known as Firebird, Fire Dragon, and Witch Hunter, who knew that he became a grandfather to the three of his grandchildren known as Firebird and Fire Dragon and Witch Hunter, realizing that Ghostmaster has children with the light hunter known as Nora, and he realized that Nora is now becoming a bad influence to Ghostmaster's children. Black Mask easily told Ghostmaster to sway his children into the path of heroism in order for them to stay into the path of darkness, in order for them to exactly become powerful, deadly assassins, in order for them to exactly serve the new master and the new lord by any means necessary. Ghostmaster trained his children in order to fight in hand-to-hand combat and easily persuaded them with one of his nephews known as Stillface. Remember Stillface, guys, that I previously told you about? Stillface continued to manipulating Firebird and Fire Dragon to fight each other, but Firebird quietly saw through his manipulations and realized that Ghostmaster was exactly using them for his own means, and Firebird decided to stray from the villain path in order to use the skills that were quietly given to her in order to fight against the forces of evil and against any sinister threat or any sinister villain who might exactly oppose him in any way, who might exactly oppose the human world, the right the right of sacred peace, or the right of the human life, or the right of the human role by any and all means necessary. And Nora was successfully pleased with her daughter as she was able to see through her father's manipulation, and that exactly gave her courage. But Black Mass was quietly undispleased and quietly happy. The Dark Witch Laura told her that it's best that they leave Firebird in order to take her path of heroism, rather to astray the others, while the others, known as Fire Dragon and Witch Hunter, were quietly still in the path of darkness, which was quietly good for them. And Black Mask was quietly sadistically pleased with this. Black Mask was able to remain within his home, within his homeland, able to exactly operate there, while the Dark Witch Lord continues supplying his sons with destructive technology and more powerful technology as part of the agreement in order for them to expand the Shadow Empire's rule and dominion over planet Earth in secrecy. While in doing so, Ghostmaster was quietly pleased that his mother was able to continue supplying them with more destructive technology and more destructive power. Upon hearing the news that the Universal Heroes had been formed and all of that, Black Mass wasn't quietly caught upon the original Little Magic in order to serve him, and he quietly realized that something was quietly up, meaning very quietly up. One other Dark Vapor was able to teleport to Black Mask's homeland, telling him that the Little Magic's obsession and his ambition and his destructive lust for destroying the prophesied child has quietly blinded him from his true ambition and his goals, meaning that he could exactly bring about the end of him, or can either way bring about the end of him, or put an end to his demise. We can easily put demise to him straightly, and he exactly told Black Mask in order to show him from that path. Black Mask told him that the Little Magic will summon him when he wants him to be summoned. He'll only come in due time when the Little Magic needs him to be there. He won't exactly show up unless he needs, unless the Little Magic wants him to be there. He will exactly respect his choices. But for now, Black Mask will remain no, and will exactly continue to remain no. During at that time, he had rumors of the Little Magic's downfall, and as well as his demise by the newly Universal Man and the newly Universal Heroes, who created a huge power vacuum within the Shadow Empire, forcing every other Shadow Empire warlord and commander to tighten their grip and their suppression within the known worlds, which other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders started fighting amongst themselves for the Shadow Empire throne and all of that, allowing sinister secret societies such as the Sacred Circle, the Order of the Five, the Order of the Six, the Galactic, the Unholy Alliance, the founders, the Unholy Alliance, the founders, the Unholy Alliance, and the founders, and the founders themselves, in order to tighten their grip on the Shadow Empire, and forming alliances with other Shadow Empire warlords and supplying them with endless destructive technology and more technology as part of the agreement as they deal. Black Mask realized that something exactly has to change. He even heard the rumors that Red Bolt, a new supervillain and a new founder and leader of his ancient secret society known as the Dark Order, has taken the Shadow Empire throne and has used the Shadow Empire throne in order to expand the Shadow Empire's dominion in order to make sure that the Shadow Empire remains the most dominant, powerful force in the entire sacred universe and in the entire known universe and within the sacred world, in vanquishing and in destroying monsters and creatures and wiping out the Four Nation Hunters and the Universal Heroes. As you learn that Red Bolt has his own sinister plans and his own plans in order to conquer the known universe and enslave other alien worlds and other supernatural worlds and supernatural planets across the known universe and across the sacred world and across the sacred universe and across the other universes such as the Golden Universe, Star Universe, Mixel Universe, Robotic Universe, Over Universe, the Sacred Universe, Over Universe, and the Sacred Universe by any and all means necessary. Black Mask even decided to becoming a new enforcer to the new Lord of Magic, who was quietly operating within secret as part of his agreement. The new Lord of Magic exactly relayed his forces and his operatives to Black Mask, telling him that his services will be much appreciated, and Black Mask was quietly pleased with that. Black Mask was able to orchestrate an audience with his son, with Ghostmaster, and the new Lord of Magic on the 5th of May, as Ghostmaster told the new Lord of Magic that his services are hereby exactly rendered not to be unacquired, as he's done much for the organization and as well for the organization's needs. All he needs is compensation for his deal, as part of his deal, in order for his good works to be remembered. The new Lord of Magic told him that his services will always be required, but what he was asking for was quietly too much, as Black Mask told his son that your needs are more quietly important than the needs of the organization, but he has to exactly serve them. Ghostmaster was quietly displeased with this action. In a matter of fact, he wanted to assassinate his masters as he threw in a bullet straightly, but the bullet was quietly through their new associate known as Deathblade, who was able to come and counterfeit the bullet before was able to kill his new masters. Ghostmaster was able to say they found his replacement quietly sooner rather than better, and his father told him that your services will always be required and they'll always exactly be needed, but you exactly made your choice. And Ghostmaster said that it's unlikely that they have quietly chose their sides on they quietly chosen they quietly chosen they sides or they quietly chosen to serve different masters, meaning that Ghostmaster has cut ties with the New Law Magic and as well his new organization. He blasts his way out through the headquarters, through the central, through the headquarters, through the base of the Lolo Magic, as Shadowfly was able to quickly rescue him. Deathblade was able to continue shooting the helicopter through the mountain as Ghostmaster was able to escape unscathed. Black Mass was quite disappointed and quite unhappily with this, as he told the New Lolo Magic that with his son disappearance, meaning that where that he's sending all this. The New Lolo Magic told Black Mass that your services and your loyalty will always be remembered and will always exactly be appreciated, even if you decided to abandon us or exactly not serve with us. Black Mass told him that he'll ever be the new enforcer of the New Lolo Magic, and his loyalty and his allegiance have been placed to the New Lolo Magic, as he quietly says so. And the Lolo Magic and the New Lolo Magic was quietly pleased with that. Very, very quietly, statistically pleased. He told Black Mass that it's time for them to move forward with a new plan and with the new plans and with a new deed of the new operation. And Black Mask was quietly pleased. As the Shadow Empire warlords have conquered more worlds and more planets with a snap of a finger, other factions of other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders have been exactly waging war against each other. The Intergalactic Coalition and the Universal Earth Heroes and the Universal Heroes and the United Heroes are doing all they can in order to stop this pandemic, unaware that there's a new sinister threat known as the New Lolo Magic and his new ancient secret society that are quietly planning to take the throne of the Shadow Empire in order to expand the Shadow Empire's dominion and control throughout the known universe and throughout the sacred universe. The Intergalactic Coalition was able to liberate many worlds and many planets from the Shadow Empire's control, able to save lives and able to save lives and many planets and many worlds. But the other alien civilization and the other supernatural civilizations and worlds, such as the vampires, werewolves, fairy witches and druids and light magical users, the warlocks and also aliens decided to fight for themselves and decided to defend for themselves. Even the Dark King delivered a message to the galaxy telling them that he's from the sacred universe and that his sacred universe must not be touched by any alien invasion or incursion. Otherwise they'll exactly be forced to be dealt with extreme punishment. Otherwise punishment will exactly be delivered in a severe blow. A fleet of battle cruisers and warships flew across the known universe as a Dark King delivered his messages and showing his threat, demonstrating his power and his worth to the rest of the galaxy and all alien clans and all supernatural clans, stating that he's in power and that he will not allow any alien invasion or incursion to threaten the sacred universe or any other of them. He even demonstrated his power and his worth to the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders and to the new leader of the Shadow Empire. Red Bolt was quietly pleased with the Dark King demonstrating his power and as well his ferocity and his will, stating that the Dark King and the founders have quietly clearly shown their power and their worth, meaning that the Shadow Empire will continue conquering all the worlds and all the known universes across sacred existence, meaning by any means necessary. The New Lolo Magic was quietly pleased with the effort of the Dark King and of the founders, meaning that he could exactly use that to his advantage by expanding his rule and his dominion, allowing Red Bolt in order to rule the Shadow Empire would exactly be the way in order for him to control the Shadow Empire within the shadows and rule it within secrecy. And Black Mass was quietly pleased with that. Firebird was able to pick up Black Mass's movements, able to see that Black Mass and the Shadow Empire warlord were quietly scheming. So they're able to tell some of the members of the Sacred Team that they need to exactly figure out exactly what Black Mass is up to with this new Shadow Empire warlord and what exactly they're scheming back. The Universal Earth Heroes of the mission is all in your hands and that it should exactly be faltered to you. That exactly happened on the 1st of June, which they were able to anticipate. They were able to follow Black Mass through his warehouse, able to exactly fight him off. In doing so, Black Mass was able to tell Firebird it was exactly quietly good to see his granddaughter, but not on the heroism side. Firebird exactly stormed into the villain's base and was able to see her grandmother with the other Dark Truths and the other Shadow Empire warlord and the other Shadow Empire warlords and told them to stand down. Dark Witch Laura stated that why would they stand down when they could just easily comply to hers, as she teleported them only as she teleported as he left the rock as he left statues of rocks of themselves and teleported the other villains with them, and in order to facilitate the escape. She facilitated the escape with the other villains and took Black Mask with them. And Firebird was quietly down and not exactly quietly happy that her grandmother was quietly part of all of this scheming and all of this madness. And still, Universal Earth was quietly angry and not quietly good with the news, saying that the villains were able to escape, able to figure out that the villains are the Dark Witch Laura and the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Shadow Empire Warlords and Black Mask, who exactly is scheming and when exactly working, when exactly they scheming, and when exactly they planning. Further was saying that if she wasn't able to uncover their plans or any of their sinister plans, meaning that whatever they're working on, it's got to be big and it's got to be very, very huge and very, very bigger than ever before. Captain Sides are quiet, they agreed with Firebird, whatever they're planning, it's got to be very huge. Firebird exactly returned to her home apartment. When she returned to her home apartment, she found her grandfather Black Mask sitting on her couch, sitting on her bed, telling her exactly what she's doing. Black Mask saying that she wasn't quite pleased with the defeat of her team, stating that they even trying to cover up her new little magic master plan, stating that the new little magic master plan will come to reality one way or another, and telling Firebird that her plans and that his plans will exactly come to fruition. Firebird told her grandfather to stand down and to surrender himself into taken into custody, and Black Mask told her granddaughter, that will not exactly happen, meaning that he already served the new Lord of Magic as his new galactic enforcer, and he'll keep doing that by any means necessary, no matter what. On the other day, within June, on the 15th of June, Black Mask was able to open up a portal within the astral prison, taking some of the other prisoners with them, taking some of the other captive Dark Druids and the other Dark Faithful with them, telling them it's time for them to exactly begin a plan and a access strategy as a new normal magic told them. They were able to open up a portal on planet Yellow in order to extract all the crystals and minerals. The inhabitants of planet Yellow were able to continue to fight back, but Universal Magic Girl and the Universal Magic Heroes were able to anticipate this and were able to exactly fight against the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful. Black Mask was quietly persistent as he continued to fighting on, and new enforcements arrives as the Intergalactic Coalition and the United Heroes were able to arrive sooner rather than better in order to fight the enemies and the villains. Black Mask quickly opened up a portal with the yellow and dark box and quickly teleported his operatives with them, as was completely able to teleport within the central headquarters of the New Leader of Magic and his new society, as he was able to opportunity an audience with them within the 16th of June, telling them that the plan exactly worked well. The Intergalactic Coalition and the rest of the Universal Magic Heroes were able to anticipate them, and the New Leader of Magic was quietly pleased and very quietly happy, meaning that the plan is exactly working the way it is, telling him that it's time to tip off Red Bolt and his inner forces within the Shadow Empire, that it's time for them to exactly take over, and it's time also to tip up the Star Empire in order for them to exactly conquer the Sacred Universe and the Sacred World, which could exactly work in our favor. The Star Nation launched a full invasion on the Sacred Universe. The Shadow Empire and the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders also began to fighting against the Star Nation, the Star Empire, which turned out into an all-out pandemic war. The Intergalactic Coalition never predicted or seen any of that, as Black Mask was able to watch from the monitors, as he was quietly pleased and I was able to view the war and the battle, stating that they plan exactly worked the way it was supposed to work, and meaning that the new Lord of Magic was quietly happy, seeing that Red Bolt's power and control has become quietly unstable, and the new Lord of Magic ordered Black Mask to go straightly to the ruins of the dark planets and the dark worlds in order to speak with the Monster Queen, telling him that it's time for her to exactly make preparations to attack the Foundation Hunters, meaning that it has to exactly work the way it was meant to work. Black Mask quickly teleported to the ruins of the dark ancient temples, or to the ruins of the dark ancient temples within the dark dimension, in order to speak to the Monster Queen, as he told the Monster Queen that his old friend known as the New Leader of Magic told him that it's time for you to release your creatures and your monsters and your beings upon the Foundation Hunters in order for them to lay waste to them. And the Monster Queen was quietly pleased as she summoned her monsters and her children in order to lay waste to the Foundation Hunters. The war quickly spiraled out of control as monsters began attacking the Foundation Hunters. The Intergalactic Coalition's resources and the Universal Heroes' resources were quietly stretched thin, as they were attacked from all sides, with the Shadow Empire trying to tighten its grip and its oppression through the sacred universe and through the known universe, and Black Mask was quietly citizenly pleased, and the New Little Magic told him that his work and his services are much appreciated, meaning that they'll forever be appreciated to the great cause, meaning for what's coming will be bigger than ever before, meaning the Sacred Galactic War and its secrets will now be released. The extermination of the supernaturals and of the aliens will still proceed on. And Black Mask was quietly, very quietly happy and very much quietly ambitious than ever in order to complete the original Little Magic's goal and mission with the new Little Magic, as he told the new Little Magic that he'll forever remain in his service and forever remain as his intergalactic enforcer to his organization and as well to his new secret society. His services will ever be remembered and will ever be in service to him and to his enlightened colleagues, no matter what. And the New Little Magic was very, very quietly pleased with this and very quietly happy. That took place on the 17th of July. The war took place on the 17th of July. It became a huge sacred galactic pandemic, and the New Little Magic orchestrated it and manipulated the event with his new galactic enforcer known as Black Mask in order to manipulate the Shadow Empire and Red Bolt to his advantage in order to allow the Shadow Empire and also the Star Empire to fight each other and wage war with each other, and the monsters and slaughtering and laying waste to the Four Nation Hunters and strangling the Intergalactic Coalition and the Universal Heroes and the Universal Hero Resources was all part of a plan in order to manipulate the war to his advantage, in order to seize the throne of the Shadow Empire, in order for him to exactly lay waste to all the supernaturals of the sacred world and of the sacred universe and all the aliens. That was exactly a plan orchestrated by Black Mask and the new operatives of the New Little Magic and as well of the New Little Magic himself. Despite this, guys, Black Mask is very ambitious as he remained loyal to the original and to the New Little Magic. He kept on serving them. Despite this, he's a very caring father as he cared about his grandchildren and his children and his family. He cares deeply about his family, and he's very, very loyal to his family and also to his wife, as you will forever remain loyal to his wife. His wife is a powerful dark witch known as Witch Laura, who creates powerful destructive technologies for Ghostmaster and Shadowfly, who are the most powerful supervillains, who are his sons to him, and whoever loves him, Black Mask whoever loves his son deeply, and you'll always care for them no matter what, and you'll always show appreciation for them, for his grandchildren known as Firebird, Fire Dragon, and Witch Hunter. You'll always care for them no matter what path they took, or no matter what path they taken, the heroic side or the villain side or the darkness path. Whoever loved them no matter what, and he will never forsaken them or abandon them. He loves his family, and he even trained his grandchildren to fight in hand-to-hand combat, prompting his son to train his grandchildren to fight in hand-to-hand combat in order to prepare them for the sacred galactic conflict of the sacred universe and of the sacred world's war that are preparing to take a huge dark turn for the worse than ever. And he'll do whatever it takes in order to sway his children, in order to sway his grandchildren to joining the dark side. No matter what, he always respects his choices. He always respects his grandchildren's choices, especially Firebird, who is a superhero and a member of the Universal Heroes. He always respects her choices, despite fighting against her or exactly working against her, despite them exactly serving different sides of good and evil. He'll always exactly fight against Firebird, but no matter what, he'll always love her and he'll always protect her. He even loves his wife deeply, known as the Dark Witch Laura, and he'll always exactly protect her. He's a martial artist, skilled in hand-to-hand combat, guns, swordsmanship, knives and bullets and swordsmanship and swords, guns and taser blades and daggers and swords. He's very, very skillful. He's very, very skillful, and he's a very, very powerful mastermind and a master manipulator. Very, very deceptive. He likes to do the battle. He'll do whatever it takes in order to further his ambition and his goal, in order to making sure that his reputation remains intact and stable in the entire sacred world and in the rest of the underworld. No matter what, he'll become the most powerful villain, and what he lacks is more power and more control, and he'll exactly demonstrate his loyalty and his allegiance. He's very, very loyal to his family and to the new Little Magic and to the original Little Magic. He believes in the original Little Magic's goals in wiping out the supernaturals of the sacred world and the Four Nation Hunters and the rest of mankind, and even the prophesied child known as a new universal woman. As he views them as a threat to sacred peace, he'll do whatever it takes in order to make sure that that goal and that plan and that dream comes to reality. As he's serving the new Little Magic now, right now he's serving the new Little Magic, and he quietly believes in his goal and his mission and the original Little Magic's goals and his mission. Despite this, Black Mask will do whatever it takes to make sure that his master's original goal and dreams comes to reality, and he'll do whatever it takes in order to serve his master's goals and his mission, that they come to pass and that they exactly come to reality and that they quietly seen through no matter what. He loves and appreciates the new little magic, and whoever serve him as his new galactic enforcer, he's still he's still the intergalactic enforcer of the new little magic's organization, and whoever remains so, because his allegiance and his loyalty is intact, and it's still exactly intact, and the new little magic appreciates his loyalty and his cunning devotion to the cause and to his organization. He believes in the goals of the original and of the new normal magic, in wiping out the supernaturals and the rest of the Four Nation Hunters and the rest of the aliens who views them as a threat to sacred peace, and the obstacles, as well as the universal heroes, which he quietly doesn't like, and he quietly hates them, and he quietly despises them. He'll do whatever it takes to scheme against them, and he'll exactly work with powerful Shadow Empire warlords and commanders, even working with these sons such as Ghostmaster, Shadowfly, Witch Hunter, and Starlight Dragon, even Firebird, even working with her daughter, with her granddaughter, known who's a superhero, even working with her in order to further his plans and his ambition and the newly little magic's goals and his plans, in order to manipulating allies and enemies into playing into their schemes and making sure that the little magic's ultimate goal is exactly quietly being seen through reality, and it will exactly come to pass. Black Mask is very determined and is a very, very ambitious villain who will do whatever it takes to expand the original Lord Magic's goals and mission throughout the known universe and throughout the rest of sacred existence, in order to alter sacred history for his own ambition and for his own goals. Black Mask is determined and very, very, very evil. His evil exactly lies within the deep banality of his cruelty, and through the deep banality of his cruelty and through his ruthlessness. Despite his ruthlessness, he does have a heart, and he cares deeply for his family and for his grandchildren and for his two sons and for his wife, known as a Dark Witch Laura. The two of them love each other deeply. Their love is so inspiring, as they were so inspired by Amber and Laurel, who Amber became the goddess, the witch of power and the goddess of power, and Laurel became the original world magic. They were inspired by their love, and they decided, in order to exactly make sure that their love remains intact and remain formidable. He loves his family, guys. He literally loves his family through the heart. He currently reminds me of me, by the way, but not exactly, not like me, not exactly like me, but he literally reminds me of me, because I always love my family, and he always puts his family first. Despite that, guys, he'll always put his family first, no matter what. Even the little magic goals, he'll put them second, and you'll always put them second. But no matter what, he'll make sure that they come to fruition, guys. He'll make sure that they come into reality, no matter what. He's now currently the new enforcer of the new little magic secret society, known as the Order of Power, that wants to exactly conquer worlds and wipe out the supernaturals and the aliens of the sacred world and of the sacred universe, that highly believes in original little magic's goals and mission. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. That's exactly universe barking. I don't know exactly what she's barking at, but that's exactly her barking. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope to tell you more about the new normal magic, and you guys will know about him sooner rather than later. But for now, enjoy this episode. Have a great evening and have a great afternoon. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a blessed day. Keep well. Chop chop.